As you might guess from its name, the control board controls all functions of your St. Croix stove. It monitors system sensors to facilitate general operation of the stove and also ensures safe operation by shutting down the unit in the event the sensors detect a problem. Let's take a closer look at the control board. There are 5 buttons, a slide switch, and an LED light bar. Pressing the heat level button advances the heat level settings from 1 to 5, as indicated by the LED light bar above the button. Heat level 1 should be thought of as the pilot light setting of the stove when operating on a thermostat. The on-off button turns the stove on and off in manual or T-stat mode. You do not need to use the on-off button in smart stat mode, as the thermostat controls the stove. The on-off button is also used to reset the control board after it has sensed a problem and is flashing a diagnostic code. In all modes, the on-off light will flash during ignition until proof of fire is established, at which point the light will remain steady. In T-stat or smart stat mode, the on-off light will also flash when the stove goes into pilot. When the stove returns to heating mode, the light will once again stay on. The only other time the on-off light will flash is when in smart stat mode after the stove has completely shut down. The auger button lets you manually feed fuel into the burn pot to prime it on startup or as needed. There are 2 options on the board for fine-tuning the lowest setting on your stove. Most of the time, the factory settings are perfectly adequate. If you feel that some adjustments may be necessary, you can adjust according to the following instructions. If you have further questions, you can consult your dealer. The draft trim button fine-tunes combustion fan voltages on heat level 1 setting only. This is used to control excessive draft conditions, such as when your stove is connected to a tall vertical chimney. It should also be used to control creosote formation if the stove is continuously operated on low settings. Pushing the button once will lower the exhaust fan voltage by 5 volts. Pushing it again lowers it another 5 volts. On the 3rd push, the system resets to the default voltage setting. The feed trim button adjusts the fuel feed rate on heat level 1 only. Pushing the feed trim button will switch between 3 different adjustments. The normal or default setting is indicated when only the first LED light is lit. The low setting is indicated when the first and 4th LED lights are lit. This setting reduces heat output, but will also create more buildup on the glass. The high setting is indicated when the 1st and 5th LED lights are lit. Selecting this setting produces the most heat available in heat level 1 and helps keep the glass a little cleaner when burning on a lower heat level. If the stove is unplugged, or in the event of a power failure, the settings for the draft trim and feed trim revert to the default settings and would need to be reset.